Hola, buenos dias. Hello, good day. Welcome and thank you for joining us here, either in person or virtually, for the 4th Summit of the Americas. In a lot of ways, hosting an event like this is like planning a wedding. It's a bit chaotic, but in the end, all the pieces come together. And we're so delighted you could all join us. Let me begin by thanking our sponsors with special recognition to our top sponsors, Amazon, Google, Meta, the Motion Picture Association, Citi, Microsoft, and Pfizer. Please give them a round of applause. I also want to thank Mayor Garcetti and the City of Los Angeles for being a wonderful host, with half the city tracing their roots to other countries in this great region. It's a perfect setting for this summit, the first in our country in nearly 30 years. From Cape Columbia in the north, you can applause, in Cape Columbia in the north to Tierra del Fuego in the south, our region is vast and diverse. With the birthplace of chocolate, one of my favorites, the creators of baseball, which I played, home to some of the most talented artists, I'm not one of them, Drake and Bad Bunny and Shakira, Jose, and the incubators of inventions like the color TV. Economically, we're a powerhouse, representing 1/3 of global GDP. When it comes down to it, we're also vecinos y familia. We're neighbors and we're family. Today, as we face complex times, we have to act as one big family and step up to help each other. It's stating the obvious. It is stating the obvious that this is a critical moment for us all. The COVID pandemic took the lives of 2.7 million people in the Americas, an outsized toll accounting for more than 40% of global deaths. The ripple effects we're still feeling, and this with other global challenges, have made this way to our shores here in the Americas. Wheat and energy supply shortages caused by Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine are driving increased prices and causing families throughout the hemisphere to struggle. And we're dealing with skyrocketing inflation and supply chain shortages. Beyond these realities, we need to confront long-standing concerns around the rule of law, inequality, poverty, and insecurity. It's in these extraordinary times that we need extraordinary leadership, not just to overcome our current challenges, but to find opportunities that will bring greater regional prosperity. We need U.S. leadership now more than ever, but we know we cannot do this alone. We have to take action together as a community. At the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, we're prepared to play our role, and we're delighted to host this year's CEO Summit. For more than half a century, we've been a tireless advocate for deepening America's commercial relationships throughout the whole hemisphere. We've done this through our bilateral councils and by working in partnerships with the American chambers across the region, with business federation partners, and the many business leaders that will be here with us throughout the summit. We're honored to leverage these deep roots to drive solutions that will lead to shared prosperity. But we also recognize that none of this is possible without close cooperation and coordination with governments in the hemisphere. Let me preview 6 key areas that we'll discuss and focus on at the CEO Summit. First is trade. We believe the best way to generate economic opportunity is through enhanced market access and new trade agreements. For instance, why not pursue a digital trade agreement that would allow data to move across borders, prohibit forced localization of data, and bar customs duties on electronic transmissions? In the near term, we should at least take the step of increasing intra-regional trade by streamlining customs procedures and aligning digital regulations across countries. The second is health. The pandemic has made it clear that we need greater cooperation to strengthen health economies. This will ensure that hospitals and clinics have the equipment, supplies, and training to provide cutting-edge care that is accessible to everyone. Therefore, we welcome the forthcoming announcement at this summit of the creation of a structured, regular forum to foster collaboration among governments, the private sector, and civil society. The third is energy transition and sustainability. We have learned the hard way that geopolitical tensions, such as the one caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, will disrupt the flow of critical minerals, metals, and energy supplies. We clearly need to work together to secure our energy supplies while also taking steps to transition to more sustainable energy sources. Let's agree here at the summit to lower trade barriers to goods that keep the environment clean and reduce carbon emissions. And let's promote trade flows that allow renewables to rapidly expand. Fourth, let's advance the digital transformation. Only around 45% of Latin American homes have broadband access. I discussed this yesterday with the president of Chile. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. Limiting financial and employment opportunities for millions of people. We've got to bridge the digital divide and enhance transparency, connect people and ideas, and allow more businesses to share their products and services with people that wouldn't have access otherwise. One key next step for us is to develop a next-generation ICT networks and infrastructure that provides maximum coverage, affordability, and quality. Fifth, let's take steps to help small and medium-sized companies succeed. They are the heart of our communities and across the hemisphere. They're the backbone of all the economies, representing roughly 99% of businesses. So what can we do? Governments can enhance efforts to work with the private sector to expand partnerships that will better facilitate access to credit, technology, and new markets. We'll hear directly over the course of this summit from entrepreneurs who are making a difference and have insights on the policies and tools that are needed to help small businesses grow and thrive. Last is strengthening the rule of law. It's a top priority for American executives and for all the executives across the region. For businesses to make further investments in this region, they need governments to strengthen the rule of law, which will encourage risk-taking and spur job creation. We strongly urge governments to adopt comprehensive integrity mechanisms, implement good regulatory practices, and introduce digital tools to make systems more transparent and inclusive. And the private sector welcomes being a partner in this process from the beginning to the end. Let me say, this seems like a tall order. It's not. The good news is we have an existing foundation to build on. Businesses are the innovators, curing diseases, building cities, connecting us with the internet, and bringing us closer together through movies, arts, and sports. And I say that in the city of Los Angeles. And we fully recognize the critical role of government. For us, it's a no-brainer that the partnership between the public and private sectors has to be strong if we're going to tackle the challenges and seize opportunities that are before us. The summit is a critical opportunity to have candid conversations. But let's all recognize and accept that the work doesn't stop after this week. Remember, we're one big family, and the time for us to act as one big family is now. Thank you again for joining us. Enjoy the next couple of days. Thank you.